Right, okay motorcycle fans, this is part of my 3-track series, and this is the first 3 albums I actually bought. Now, not including the cheap crappy things that these Top of the Pops things, which were recorded by other artists. I'm not including those because I was very young when I got those. So the first 3 proper albums, and the very first album I can remember buying was Alice Cooper. And as I mentioned in a previous vlog, I think I got one of these music magazines, and I got one of these free floppy 45 single things. And that was a bit of a taster to what was on the album. And that was $1 Billion Babies. So as I've already picked a track out on my rock section, I'll pick a different track. And it could be Wanna Be Elected or $1 Billion Babies. I mean, we'll see. Anyway, so I think, as I said before, I was on a course and that was on the jukebox, and I really got into Alice Cooper. I missed School's Out, which is his first single that I can remember, and then I sort of retrospectively went back to that one. While I was still at school, actually, I think my last year at school, School's Out came out, so I was singing it, but didn't actually get into Alice until I'd left school. Now, the first albums I did actually buy would be David Bowie, and you can't play any Bowie stuff, so I'm just going to not even bother trying. So I shall go to Alice Cooper from the album $1 Billion Babies. Right, for my second choice, motorcycle fans, of albums I bought. And again, I mentioned that I'd got a lot of Bowie stuff, absolutely adored Bowie. And I was buying singles, and I was sort of out albums bought for birthdays and Christmases and that sort of thing. But I can't remember, I hadn't been at work long, worked in Nottingham. Just up the road, next to the Theatre Royal, there was a little record shop. And in the window there was this quite intriguing cover. And if any of you have heard of this particular outfit, hats off to you. Because for many a year there was nothing on YouTube, and you couldn't get anything on Spotify and all that something, but you can now. And it's an outfit called Absolute Elsewhere. Now, I'd read a few Eric von Däniken books, which I didn't necessarily believe too much, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to go this way. But obviously the title of the album is Search of Ancient Gods, with a take from one of his books. So I was intrigued, so I bought it, and it's a nice album actually. Don't think I ever did anything commercially. The tracks are quite long. I'll pick a segment of one track. Not sure what the track will be. I know there's a track on there called Return to the Stars, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the one or not. Bloody muddy. So, Absolute Elsewhere is In Search of Ancient Gods. Right, motorcycle fans, for my last particular track, and I think I should be able to play this because I featured it on the return leg of our Scottish trip 3 years ago now, 2 years ago. And I had a guy at college who introduced me to some really awesome music, stuff I would never have considered. He got me into Alex Harvey, for example. Yeah, he got me into Alex Harvey and all that sort of stuff. And although they were friends of mine who were into Genesis, they played a few tracks and I just thought it was a bit weird and didn't really like it that much. And he lent me this album, and it was The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And I was absolutely blown away by this particular album. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, still do, my favourite album. And obviously played it, gave it him back, tried to buy it. And I went through so many different shops selling records, and there was a problem with the pressings at the time. And a lot of them were warped, so it would just skip straight off. I mean, I'd bought some in good faith, took them home and realised I had to take them back, and then started trying them in the shop till I found a pressing which was reasonably flat, wasn't 100%, and it never did anything in the charts, and probably that's why people just gave up on it. They were going to turn it into a movie actually. So I finally got a pressing, and since then I've obviously bought a better pressing, and I've got it on CD and MP3 and all that anyway. So the best track from the album, or for me my favourite track of all time, is a standalone track. It's a concept album, by the way, it's a double album. I think they released this about 3 times, Genesis, but it never did anything because they're really an album band. And soon after the release of this particular album, Peter Gabriel left the band, and in my mind Genesis was never the same. But anyway, this is early Genesis, 1976, with Carpet Crawlers.
There is lamb's wool under my naked feet. The wool is soft and warm, gives off some kind of heat. A salamander scurries into flame to be destroyed. Imaginary creatures are trapped in birth on celluloid. The fleas cling to the golden fleece, hoping they'll find peace. Each thought and gesture a god in celluloid. There's no hiding the memory, there's no room to hide. The crawlers cover the floor in the red ochre corridor. From a second sight of people, they've more lifeblood than before. They're moving in time to a heavy wooden door, where the needle's eye is winking, closing on the poor. The carpet crawlers eat faces that I see. It's upward to the ceiling where the chamber's said to be. Like the forest fight for sunlight that takes root in every tree. They are pulled up by the magnet, believing they're free.